Hey you guys, you know what? Hold that thought. I actually feel like making some tea really quick and then I'm gonna get right with y'all. Ooh, y'all, I feel like this tea's so good. I don't have to add any honey to it or anything. So, alright. So my birthday is in a couple of days and you know, I'm about to be at the end of my 20s. So I'll be turning 28 and I decided I wanted to make a video for you guys on the 5 best things that I did in my 20s. So coming in at number 5, the 5th best thing that I did in my 20s was relocate for a job. So if you watched some of my previous videos, you saw that I am actually from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I moved to the Washington, D.C. area at 22 for a career. So when I graduated from college, I kept trying to find a job in Cincinnati. I applied to like over 50 something jobs and I just could not get hired. So give you a little background about me. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and I have a minor in special education. So I originally thought that I would become a school psychologist at the end of my undergrad career, and I was looking for a job and I just could not get hired on for anything. And so I actually ended up coming to the Washington, D.C. area. I have to make a separate video on that because I moved here with like absolutely zero money in my bank account. I ain't had no furniture, no food, no nothing, y'all. So I will make a separate video on that if you guys are interested. But yeah, like that was the best thing that I did because I ended up having so much career growth. I met a lot of influential people. Here is where I started to travel and just really have a bigger mind state of what I wanted to do with my life, because you can kind of only do what you see. And so I think before where I was, I just didn't see a lot of black women represented in very high positions. So moving to the DC area, there's successful black women everywhere, and I think it just really motivated me. And so that is the number 5 thing on my list of the most influential things I've done yet in my life, period. So if you ever get the opportunity to relocate for a job, I highly recommend it. And if you need some tips on how to make that happen, let me know, because I'm your girl. So coming in at number 4 of one of the best 5 things that I've done in my 20s is read this book. So this is I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I feel like this book absolutely changed my life. When I first moved to DC, I was absolutely broke. I had no money, I had no furniture, I ain't had no car, y'all, I ain't had nothing. And then once I started progressing in my career and I ended up getting raises and getting promotions and making more money, I decided, you know what, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. So let me find out what I can do with my money so that although I'm not making no money, more money, I'm not spending more money as well. So let me find out actually what to do with my money. And this book was it. Like this book gives you tips on just like how to talk to your bank about like different fees and stuff, how to not pay fees on your bank account and your checking account. So that's a big thing. So if you are currently paying fees to have a checking account or a savings account, you shouldn't be doing that. Like you should not be paying someone to store your money there. So I don't recommend it. Read this book to figure out how to not do that. This book taught me how to save. I learned a lot on investing for this book. So I'm not gonna go into all the details because this video is about the top 5 things that I did in my 20s, but this book is definitely worth a read. So coming in at number 4, read this book. Coming in at number 3, so the 3rd best thing that I did in my 20s was I started investing. And so this book actually taught me how to do that, and some people at my job, believe it or not. So the career field that I'm in, I actually work with a lot of older people. And so you should really take the time to get to know your older coworkers. So if you are also in a career field or you have a job where the majority of the people in your career field are 50 and over, believe it or not, they have experienced more life than you. And so, you know, you may want to take a little time to get to know them, and maybe one of them, like someone at my job, will take you under their wing and kind of teach you the ropes. So I was very lucky and very fortunate because a few people at my job just took a liking to me. They were 50 or like over 50. And one lady in particular, she just really took a liking to me. And so on her lunch break every Friday, she would teach me about investing. So she taught me about CDs, she taught me about different stocks, she taught me about long-term, short-term investing and savings accounts. So you can also learn some of that stuff in this book. There's also numerous material out there. Dave Ramsey, I really like Graham Stephan, the Graham Stephan Show. He has a YouTube channel. He's really good on investing. Like, I like watching stuff like that. I like reading books on it. I like educating myself on how to spend my money so that I don't end up wasting a lot of it. Because you would be surprised how your 20s can fly by and then you have nothing to really show for it except for debt. So really listen to the older people around you. I personally didn't have like people in my personal life that I can go to ask for financial advice, just because people are really finicky really about finances. And so this woman in particular took me under her wing at work and she kind of showed me the ropes. I also had someone else who helped me open up my first account to purchase a stock. And a lot of people would think that you need a lot of money to start investing, but you really don't. I actually purchased my first stock for $25. So if you have $25, I highly recommend that you start investing now, because through your 20s, your money is going to multiply. You're going to get a lot of return for your investment. And I think when you reach your 30s, 40s, 50s, it's going to really pay off for you. So the sooner that you can start investing, the better, and you don't need a lot of money to do it. Moving on to number 2 of the best top things that I did in my 20s. Number 2 was to get a part-time job. So I know in my last video when I talked about New Year's and how I recently quit my part-time job, I am about to be 28 in a couple of days, and I just now quit my part-time job. So I've had multiple jobs, at least 2 jobs for the last 14 years. So I started working at 14, and for the last 14 years I have had at least 2 jobs. And so that is by far the second best thing that I've done in my 20s. So you have your main job that pays all of your bills, hopefully, and then the part-time job will be used for making investments, and in my case, traveling. So because I had a part-time job, I have been able to travel my butt off in my 20s, and I really enjoyed that. And so if you have the opportunity and you have the time, or you would like to make the time and make the opportunity for yourself, you should go out and see the world. And so in order for me to go out and see the world, I had a part-time job that enabled me to do those things. So by far the second best thing that I have done in my 20s was have a part-time job. So coming in at number one, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can probably guess this already. The number one thing that I did in my 20s was I started running. And running by far has completely changed my life. I absolutely love it. I've met a lot of awesome people through running. I've traveled to 9 countries from running. I run half marathons. I started this YouTube channel because of running. My Facebook, my Instagram, all of that is because of running. And so running has provided something for me that no book could provide, no part-time job could provide, no investment opportunities could provide. Running provides me a peace within myself that nobody else could provide for me. And so there's just so much mental health there. There's so much physical growth there from running. I just absolutely love it. And so if you are watching this video and you currently are not a runner, you don't have to be able to, run 20 miles right off the bat. Like, you can start literally with 30 minutes a day. That's all I started with. I used to get on the treadmill and I would walk 30 minutes a day, and then that led to 3 miles a day, and that led to my first 5K, which then led to my first half marathon, and I'm 13 half marathons in now. So by far the best thing that I ever did in my 20s was I started running. it's intangible. It's intangible. So just to recap, the top 5 things that I did in my 20s that I would love to share with you guys is I relocated for a job. I read this book on how to better manage my money. I started investing, and I got a part-time job, and then I started running. So hopefully you can take this advice and apply it to yourself. I know that there's a lot of videos on what people highly recommend in their 20s, and these top 5 things I feel like drastically changed the trajectory of my life for the rest of my life. So that's my little gold nuggets that I would like to share from me to you. Alrighty, if you guys like this video, or if you have other tips that you would like to give to me, because I still got a couple of years in my 20s, right? So maybe there's something out there that I haven't taken full advantage of yet. Make sure to leave me a comment below, and please make sure that you like this video. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much, and I'm happy to be sharing my life with you guys. So thank you. Oh, let me know if you like this lipstick, because I'm not really sure. My birthday's in a couple days, and I can't be out here looking crazy. So let me know, and I will talk to you later.